All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're going to talk briefly about the iPhone 14 or whatever it's called. Now, obviously, as a creator, I'm getting a whole bunch of information on this device. I don't normally share it too much publicly, but I do get a little things here and there. But more importantly, I start to get all the cases for these new devices. And there's obviously, like other devices, it's just a subtle change. There are rumors that the front display will be different, that it'll have kind of the same design as some of the Android phones have had for some time with the little camera in the center. And the sensors on that are going to be off to the side possibly. But I enjoy my iPhone 13 Pro Max. It's easily the best iPhone that I've ever gotten. And I bought that at launch, and I went back later and got the green one too. If you follow me on social media, I posted a little snippet of of both devices on Instagram. But the iPhone's pricing is what I think some people are already buzzing about. Because, I think today, and I understand why people do this, I, being one that I normally pay for the devices outright, and sometimes with a trade-in, I try to get as much off as I can, price is important. We don't want to pay very high pricing. And I think when companies use the excuse, oh, this is just what the market is doing, that's just what the narrative they're creating, trying to convince people to believe that this is what you should be paying for this device. And to Apple's credit, we all know they have a great marketing strategy. Their marketing is phenomenal. They've been selling the same phone for pretty much the last 5 years. Literally, there's not been very much changes at all. And that's not like a put down or anything like that. It just goes to show how great their marketing is when people start to choose a device. Now, some people obviously are really swayed because of something. But in reality, most of the people that use an iPhone can still use their previous generation iPhone. They don't have to technically upgrade because they're not getting that much difference. And Apple's selling points are always that it has the next generation of the processor and it's 30% faster, or it's 40% faster. This seems to be the thing that a lot of companies do. And so it's not a knock on them. It's just a great marketing strategy, and it works for them. So why wouldn't they change? Now, iPhones currently have been using Lightning port cables since the beginning, since they got them pretty much. So I think it's important to note that Apple probably won't change over to Type-C anytime soon, probably because they're making so much money on the patents for the Lightning port and the cables that they sell, third parties sell. They pay Apple, so there'll still be a huge market for that. I think if Apple were smart about it, they'd just go ahead and switch to Type-C, or do something like MagSafe for their iPhones. That would be actually pretty sweet. I know people want Type-C, but I wouldn't mind having MagSafe on an iPhone. That strong magnet, and I wouldn't mind that at all, because it's basically just one more port that we don't have to worry about breaking. Ultimately, because MagSafe it's going to be pretty difficult to break a MagSafe port. But if they were to switch to something like that, people would complain about it, but I will probably be one of the people that's actually excited about it because I like MagSafe. I use it now on the MacBook Pro 14. I've had it on the previous generation MacBooks, and so it's not really a problem for me. But I think when Apple's pricing comes along, people really get up in arms, assuming that Apple's going to give this budget iPhone, because remember last time they so-called listed a budget iPhone. Remember the price? I'm like $500-$600. That's not a budget phone at all. But they're selling just smaller versions of their old hardware with the new internals, and you got to give it to them. That's a smart strategy to do. But when it comes to the iPhone 14, I guess there's going to be 4 of them: 14, 14 Max, 14 Pro, and 14 Pro Max. Now, some people are, when I say some people, I mean the people talking online, in threads and forums and all these different places. Some people are upset, and some people are not upset. Some people have just accepted the reality that Apple's not going to bring out a device at a lower price and give you a whole bunch more. They don't do that. They don't give you a whole bunch for less. You just don't get it with Apple. They want to give you a whole bunch and make you pay a whole bunch. And in that terminology, you're really not getting a whole bunch. You're getting almost the same device with a few tweaks. Almost all of the devices lately have just been a few tweaks. So if Apple in fact does come out with this different looking iPhone on the front glass, they're going to really harp on that. They're going to wear that out like they just did something so great, because this is what they do. They present it to you. It's just so great, and they're the first to do it. And, that's because they're not, I think a big misconception that people have is that Apple's talking to Android people. I think that's a huge misconception that people have, that Apple's actually cares about Android people, like Android users. So when you see all the numbers, this amount of people are switching from Android to iOS, Apple, iPhone, I don't think Apple even cares about that. When they're doing their presentations, they're trying to woo over their current Apple people. So those current Apple people can then go tell other people, you really should have this device. I believe that's what they're doing. I think Android people sometimes get a little bit up in arms about what Apple is saying. If you're not an Apple person, you're just not an Apple person. And the same thing goes with Apple people. If you're not an Android person, you're just not an Android person. But I think that when Apple is doing their presentations and they're talking about it's 40% faster, it's boom, 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 they're wanting people to spend that money again on their next device. And they're not so much talking about Android people. I just don't believe that they're doing that. I don't think they care, which is why they don't go deep into battery size and all that. They just give you the performance upgrades. And again, that's a great strategy because it keeps the person focused on what they think they're getting. You know what I mean? Like an Android, they announce all the specs. It has this, the battery size is this, and that's what they do. At least not Samsung this time. But it's a matter of Apple trying to figure out how can we continue to woo these same people and get their money all over again. That's a good marketing strategy. And no one's faulting them for that. If they can continue to do it, it's annoying to me as a consumer and a tech enthusiast because I can see they're trying to pull the wool over my eyes. They're just trying to get me to talk to myself in the dark, standing in front of a mirror. It's to their credit if they're able to continue to do this. But some people don't like it. I personally don't like it, but I still buy their products because it's my preference and my choice. Being a creator, and then soon as though everybody in my family has an iPhone, I'm going to always keep an iPhone on hand just in case we're traveling. We want to, check each other's location real time or just anything it could possibly be. Where are you at? Okay, I'm right here. Okay, I'll just come right over to where you're at. Or, hey, where'd you say you were going to be? Or just, hey, you want to do some FaceTime, whatever, iMessage with the young ones in the family. Hey, let's play this game together. There's a whole bunch of reasons why a person who's not an Apple iPhone person, because the iPhone 13 Pro Max, like I said, it's been my favorite iPhone of them all. I genuinely like this one the best, and I don't foresee myself giving it up just to get the 14 Pro Max. They're going to have to really give me a nice color, because I think I've gotten more into collecting certain things. Like remember in the past, I used to buy like all the colors of the iPads. Remember that? And collect them. And then I would try to get all the colors of the phones. That was at the beginning. I definitely don't do that anymore. But the iPhone 13 Pro Max, I speak so highly of that, and I keep going back to that because if you never experienced the iPhone 13 Pro Max, you're gonna probably say, "Oh, it can't be that great. I'm going to the 14 Pro Max. I'm going to the 14 Max." Because see, what I can see them possibly doing. Here's something that I think they probably are gonna do. I'll talk about that in a second if my mind will let me. Please remember. But as far as the 13 Pro Max goes, people who have that device, you probably shouldn't be too quick to upgrade, and you probably won't unless you're on one of their trade-in programs or some kind of trade-in program where they wipe the balance, or you didn't really spend all the money up front, something of that nature. Like T-Mobile's Jump on Demand program still full in effect. If you're on that program, yeah, swap it out if you want to, spend a little money, whatever, to get the next one to keep yourself. I don't know, whatever you decide to do. But if you're not a creator and you're on and you're doing that, or you're just with Apple and you're doing their trade-in program, I think theirs is every 2 years, or Samsung's is every 2 years. So Apple's might be every year. I'm not sure because I don't do any of those. But if you're on some kind of trade-in program, then sure, you're going to be one of the first ones to go in and place your order. But to me, going forward now to the 14 real quick while I'm thinking about it, I would not be surprised. Now, I don't think you should be surprised either. Now, just hear me out. I don't think you should be surprised if Apple still uses the same design of the 13 for the 14 models and only give the new front glass to the Pro models. If they don't, okay, great. If they give them all the same look, fantastic. But did anybody else think of this? Don't be surprised if they decide to use the same iPhone 13 Pro body, or just the 13 bodies, like give the 13 Pro bodies to their 14s, possibly, and then give the 14 Pro and Pro Max the newest design that they have and charge more and tell you that you're getting more because they're Pro models. You're getting our new Pro XDR 5K X9 display that has Super Retina XDR 0.57. You know, they're taking all these terminologies out there just to make it sound really, really good. When in reality, it's just a display with a different front glass. And so many people have complained about the cutout at the top. They're trying to get away from it. But I will not be surprised if they give the 14 models the same body as the 13 models now and just give it another color. Give it one or two more colors to entice you to go that way and pick up that old hardware. And then their new internals, which again, great strategy. You can't fault them for this because they're able to do it, because there's a lot of people that probably wanted the 13 Pro Max or just the 13s, period. And then if you can get that 14 with a new color with the body, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, that's a strategy right there that Apple would possibly do. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's a strong possibility that Apple could pull something like this. Who knows? Yeah. So the 14s are coming out, and they're supposed to increase in price. The Pro versions, I believe, rumors are saying that they're going to increase by $100. And see, this is, again, that's why I was curious. I said, I wonder if Apple's even going to sell the newer body style or whatever they do new to just the regular 14 models. Who knows, man? Anyway, it's your man Jay. I'm gonna try to cut this one off, man. It's brief and to the point for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy your day. And yes, I probably will more than likely have before I get out of here, I'm really not excited about the new iPhone because I like my current iPhone so much. And, you know, I just like them. I'm used to it. The battery's great. I like how it is. I love the color, just all these different things. And I'm not saying I'm not going to get the 14s. That's not the thing. I'm just saying I'm not that excited about it because I almost feel like I know what I'm getting. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing every year. But once I hit this 13 Pro Max, folks, I'm telling you, I had a different outlook on Apple because the iPhone 10 was the longest I used an iPhone for, like, almost 2 years. And then once this 13 Pro Max came, I was like, whoa, okay, I can sit down on this for a minute. Because I had it since long. So I had it for like 10 months, almost a year right now. And we're coming close to the September launch. Supposedly pre-orders are going to start on like the 7th and they'll be in people's hands on the 16th of 2022. So they're recording this video, we're still like late August. So we've got just a few weeks or a couple of weeks to go before we hopefully see anything new from them. So it's going to be exciting for Apple people. But I'm not really a iPhone person per se. I'm more on the computers and stuff like that. I love the a lot of the other products. So I'm gonna get out of here now. What do you think? Is that something that Apple will pull on us? You know, like make us pay extra for the new front glass or the new design, push some colors down to the other versions. You know, these little tricks that they do. And supposedly they're going to be a purple Thanos version for the Pro. Now, I would personally like to see a red version for the Pro Max lineup. I just think it would be so dope to have a red version, a deep red version. Remember the iPhone 7 Plus, how that metal back was, and then they went over to the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus with the deep red with the black front. That's what I would love to see. That iPhone 8 red, which was a really deep red, on the Pro lineup. I think that would be just a boss up move. I would probably jump all over that before the Thanos, because I had the baby Thanos when it first dropped on the 11. And I love that color. And then we brought in the green for her too. So, but if they bring out a Thanos 14 Pro Max or just whatever the 14s, I'll probably grab Thanos if there's no red. But yeah, that's about where I'm at with it, man. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. Be sure to hit this place up right here and see what I'm doing online, man. See you in the next one. Take care.